And Conway. Kellyanne, thank you for joining us this morning. How does it feel to manage the biggest upset in history?
It feels absolutely euphoric, George, and this really was a campaign for the people, and they have spoken. They want to go in a new and different direction. They want different leadership, and Mr. Trump and Governor Pence did a fabulous job taking their case directly to the people. We faced an avalanche of criticism, naysayers, every single day, and I'm just so proud that the people overcame that. This is really a victory for them.
Take us inside Trump Tower last night. Describe the moment that Donald Trump knew he would be the 45th president of the United States.
Well, he admitted it later than some of the other of those of us in the senior staff. I mean, I think it was when it was clear that we were able to protect our core four: Ohio, Iowa, Florida, and North Carolina, those four states, and then we always intended to add to those, maybe with a Michigan or a Pennsylvania, Nevada plus New Hampshire. So we were able to do it with a combination of states. We're really happy. The state of Pennsylvania was always my heart state since I took over as campaign manager, our reach state, if you will. And for the first time in almost 30 years, it went Republican at the presidential level. So that helped put us over the top. And I think it was when Mr. Trump got to about 254 electoral votes, we started to make our way to the hotel. And we planned to go there, George, and do what we had been doing all night, which is just watch the returns on your network and others, and just wait to see how the states went and who would win. We had some indication that some of the prognosticators were changing their predictions and going the way of Trump-Pence. But when we arrived, I received a call from Huma Abedin. I handed the phone to Mr. Trump, and he spoke to Secretary Clinton. They had a very gracious exchange.
Can you tell us more about it?
Well, I heard the Donald Trump side of it because I was standing next to him. But as I understand it, Secretary Clinton commended Donald Trump on a hard-fought race and congratulated him for his victory. And he told Secretary Clinton she's very smart, very tough, had waged a tremendous campaign. He respects her and her family. It was a very pleasant exchange. And then Mr. Trump spoke to President Obama later on. We look very much forward to Mr. Trump and President Obama, Secretary Clinton, and many, many other leaders in this country to coming together to help unify and heal the country.
Yeah, that was the core message of his speech last night, saying we have to bind the wounds of the nation. So what is Donald Trump going to do that as president?
Well, you heard him last night, George, say that he's going to be the president of all Americans, and that would include those who do not support him for president, those who don't want him to be the president. And that's a really great way to start one's presidency, is to let everyone know that everyone will be treated the same. He's been very specific about some of the things he would do. He told last night, he said, I would like to tell the world community I will always put America first, but I also will treat everyone fairly around the globe. And he looks forward to making good on some of his promises in short order. He'll go to Washington with a Republican House and a Republican Senate, so he'll have the ability to implement some of these changes in his 100-day plan that he's been talking about.
He also spoke many times during the campaign, including in the debates, about appointing a special prosecutor to pursue Hillary Clinton. Is he still going to do that?
We have not discussed that at all, and he certainly didn't discuss it on his brief phone call with Mrs. Clinton.
And he'll have a choice, an open seat, no doubt, now for the Supreme Court. Does he have a short list?
Yes, it does. We do. And Mr. Trump has been very public about who is on that list. He's also committed to elevating somebody who's already on that list as his Supreme Court justice. But I think what's really important is that he's given a job description as to what he feels a Supreme Court justice should be and should do. It should be somebody who adheres very closely to the Constitution, doesn't make up the law as they go along, doesn't have a political agenda. So the 19 or so men and women that he's put forth certainly fit that description, and we look forward to filling that Supreme Court vacancy, and probably some experts expect maybe one or two others during his first term.
Final question: was this victory even more sweeping than you dreamed of?
It is, George, because it's real. I mean, we saw it coming for a few weeks. I know I've talked on air on ABC and elsewhere that we just modeled the electorate differently and saw some things a little bit differently. It's really sweet because I've been to these rallies with Mr. Trump, and you can't help but be moved by the people who stand in line for 4 or 5 hours just to be there, to show their support, and to share his vision and his values for the future. So I'm really happy that they got their wish yesterday.
Kellyanne, Conway, thanks very much. Big job ahead.
Thank you.